Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, the Hip Hop Lobbyist, and in today's video, we'll be watching Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett's questioning in the DOGE committee. Now, you already know it's about to go viral. But more than anything, if you are here at the channel, we have just hit over 400 subscribers this morning. And if you have not liked or subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. But either way, let's get into the video.
Recognize Ms. Crockett from Texas for 5 minutes.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. And I can tell you one thing that is crumbling for the city of D.C. was that continuing resolution that defunded approximately $1 billion from them. But I will focus on today's hearing. The Republicans' recklessness and chaotic approach to reducing the size of government has shown us what we've already known. Concepts of a plan don't work. This is the committee's fourth hearing, and still no one from the so-called Department of Government Efficiency has testified before this committee about their plans to break the federal government, because as it turns out, breaking the federal government doesn't just hurt people you don't like. It's not just going to be Democrats who miss out on Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security, or only Democratic veterans who'll miss out on their VA benefits. Their approach will negatively impact all Americans. So it's unfortunate that Republicans have taken a seemingly bipartisan issue and included it as part of their scam to subsidize tax giveaway for billionaires.
Real quick, I just want to know, how big is the font on these talking points? It got to be at least a 50-point font, because she's like on page 4 or 5. I don't have no beef with Jasmine Crockett. I mean, like, for real. My girl's like page 4 or page 5 of this. But either way, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It is your boy, the Hip Hop Lobbyist. Let's get back into this stuff.
They haven't proposed anything that will improve the efficiency of the government. Instead, they have put the country on a path to a recession and implemented the largest tax increase on Americans in decades through Trump's tariffs. This hearing is their latest attempt to try to convince the American people that dismantling public-facing agencies will somehow improve government efficiency. Let me tell you, it won't. There's nothing efficient about terminating leases for IRS taxpayer assistance centers during tax season, nor dismantling farmers' support offices in rural communities while farmers are trying to survive Trump's tariffs. And just like their trade policy, there isn't any logic or strategy behind the Trump administration's reductions in force or accelerated disposal of federally owned
property. Respectfully. It just seems like some talking points for it, right? And I know it has to get on the record, because a part of it is, as some people don't know, politically, you're always like, you know what? Politicians always talking, right? Some of it is, realistically, you have to say some shit in committee or something in committee so that when it gets to the courts, it's on record, because some congresswoman, some person kind of leans some kind of way, right? That's how the judges will kind of make a decision on how they'll rule sometimes. Like, you know what? Yes, the implications of this will be this, and the legislature or the elected officials should have known this could have been impact. They knew about it, and here's where we are, right? So that's kind of some of the stuff, but I'm not saying this isn't something I've heard for the first time or something new, but what I am saying is that it's a talking point. And I'm not knocking it, because everybody has to get their points off. We know what the Republicans have been doing and saying, and since Trump's been in office, the impact of his executive orders. I think we as broad Americans get that. However, people knew this shit would happen. People knew that Trump was going to implement this, and the message that we had to the farmers back in October, back in September, back in August, June, July, last Juneteenth, right? Last Memorial Day, we weren't saying none of this shit. And we weren't speaking to anything outside of transports, respectively. The economy, how GDP was up and the stock market's doing good, right? And all the things that relate to student loan debt, like elitist mentality, how I see it, right? I think when you get into the brass tacks of this, it's like, you know what? Yes, there's scare tactics, but there are not, even as what you hear in this, is an counter solution. It's like, you know what? I see what y'all doing here. We do agree that government could be running on fraud, and some people could be getting fraudulent contracts, because some people will get a contract in 2018 and keep that contract till 2028 because they're on a yearly annual renewal. And guess what? There's never a point where it'll be procured out. So they're sitting there getting checked out, because guess what? You just need we're providing mouses and keyboards for you for $10 million a year. And we're only paying $1 million. But guess what? This contract says you got to keep paying us regardless. It's shit like that or stuff like that that happens. Why you need some kind of government efficiency to say, hey, we're spending $7 million on 10 software programs that do the same exact thing between 3 agencies. How can we stop that? But that's one aspect of DOGE. But of course, people looked at Social Security payments and all the racial, military, DEI stuff, and that's really what has been the hot button issue. But we still need a counter solution. It can't just be stop Elon, stop DOGE, because the counter argument to that will always be, so you don't want the government to be more efficient? You just want people's taxpayer dollars to be spent and go reckless everywhere? No. If we don't have an answer, counter answer to all this, then there's no point. Let's get back to it though.
Property. It has been discussed that managing federal property has been on GAO's high-risk list for more than 2 decades. Currently, GAO has almost 60 recommendations that the administration could fully implement, but decided to ignore. And I'm going to veer off for 2 seconds because all I kept hearing was fire. Fire, fire, fire is what I heard. And as I heard fire, it seems like we are talking about an administration that has been hell-bent on firing government workers. They are hell-bent on engaging in fire sales of our government buildings. And while we are at it, they are lighting the Social Security on fire, Medicaid on fire, Medicare on fire, 401ks on fire, Department of Education on fire. And instead, what we need to light on fire are Trump's tariffs. In fact, we could probably go a little bit further and fire this incompetent administration. But if we are going to talk...
you know good and well, Congresswoman, we ain't firing no damn administration. And I'm not saying that from a Trumper, a MAGA supporter. I'm saying it from a Democrat who's in the middle or moderate, who's realistic. There's no firing Trump right now. We have to ride this wave out for the next 3 years. And, well, really, till the next election. And I think that a part of it is these attacks on Medicare, Social Security, Medicaid. If it puts people in a bind, respectfully, where they start losing their house, losing their job, losing consulting contracts, not just DEI contracts, but all kind of opportunities, and they start losing everything. Keep the message going to those people. Keep reaching out. I'm not saying having to go find me, hey, let me help you pay your rent, and all this other stuff. What I am saying, though, is make sure you keep in contact with all these people that are impacted. Stay engaged with them. Because what happens is when this isn't an issue in 8 months or a year from now, and we're still talking about the DOGE cuts impacting Social Security, Medicaid, and all this other stuff, because let's say it doesn't impact people to where they get homeless, we need to hit the pain points continuously for the next 16, 18. Because that continuous point of us talking about the issues that people care about will be at least a way for them to say, you know what, fuck it. I may vote for a Democrat. I'm an independent. I may vote Republican because you know what? I actually like what's happening. People need to vote. I think there's a greater need, not even to say we need more Democrats to vote. We need more millennials, Gen Z, whatever it is, black folks, black women, black men. I think it's a greater need to really say, hey, we just need everybody to vote. Because since there's like a, not depression, like a civil rights movement, you know, people can't vote. Since it's more like, hey, y'all have to energize me to get up out of my bed to go cast a vote for your ass. You need to talk to people continuously. Just like the algorithm keeps the social media ads in front. But let's get back to it.
Talk about efficiency and worry about some solar paneled whatevers. Let's talk about the fact that as of March 30th, Trump's golfing has cost us approximately $26 million. And the last time I checked, we're not getting anything in return for that. So I will get back on my remarks, but I just wanted to point out that maybe we need to talk about the president and his golfing habits. In fact, he decided that he was going to golf as the markets were tanking. He decided he was going to golf instead of receiving 4 heroes who died serving this country. He has decided that he wanted to play games while the rest of us are really trying to make sure that we can serve the American people. So, Mr. Maroney, you were quoted in the New York Times article dated March 7th.
Do you realize there was a build-up just to get to the question, though? That's crazy. It was like a solid 5. How long I've been here? Like 6, 7 minutes. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. This is your boy, the Hip Hop Lobbyist. I'll try not to keep interrupting these conversations from the great congresswoman from Texas. However, I'm trying to build this community. So please join the channel, subscribe. I'll try to put a little ding in this. Make sure you hit the little ding ding for what it is. If you're here this long, you might as well.
Stating that it is important for officials to have a plan to generate the most savings, and that, quote, all of these moving parts point to the need for some deliberate planning. Did the administration consult with GAO regarding their plans to dispose of hundreds of federally owned buildings?
No.
In your testimony, you highlight that one of the core issues associated with managing federal property is the lack of reliable data to support decision-making. Is that
Burn
correct?
page.
Yes.
Would reducing GSA's workforce by 50% improve data gathering and analysis?
I cannot say they're
That's
not
perfectly
perfect.
fine. We know that we need experts and not idiots, but Mr. Kendall, we will move on. In your written testimony.
Wait, what? We need experts and not idiots. That's pretty damn powerful.
You state some of the actions of this administration suggest that the administration is not following a strategy designed to save taxpayer money, and that the administration seems to ignore agency's mission integrity. Why do you think that?
In the list
You got
of
20 seconds.
in the list of projects, there were a couple score.
See how, first off, if you notice the ambiance, this isn't a super huge judicial meeting. Like, you can see the chairs, but also a fact of there are not a lot of people here. There may be roughly outside the members, looks like 50 people in the whole room. So as much as, think about this, and this is something I really care about to at least highlight politically, even though a lot of y'all know about DOGE, even though a lot of y'all know about tariffs, even though a lot of y'all have been impacted, I'm saying y'all, so you know the community I'm speaking to, even though you all have been impacted by the cuts to DEI and have decided to boycott Target and go shop at Costco, and have said, you know what, hey, the market has gone down, guess what? Still not showing up. Because where are all the protesters, I had all the white people this weekend going to protest against the administration? You see maybe one or two sprinkled in here. They're not even here, right? There's a part collectively where you got to take it out the streets and go in the committee room. You have to be in these conversations. I know Congress is a little different because these people have come here to testify and talk about the things, but it's like, you know what, damn, where's the representation in the room? Where's someone who's texting the member as they're on the dais to say, hey, could you ask this question because we need this exposed in the lawsuit that we file, or just get it on record? They're not going to say it that way. It's like, hey, we need this on record. Can you just ask this question? And they fed the information to the staff already, but they're here checking in. But it's like everybody who's impacted by DOGE and Elon and who hates Elon right now, Twitter and everything he's doing, why y'all not in the damn committee room in DC? And I'm not saying, oh, I'm in Nevada, I'm in Florida, I'm in Utah, I can't make it. Well, shit. Some of y'all in DC are there too. Why y'all not showing up in this shit? Go put on your 3-piece suit, 2-piece, whatever it is, and just show up and say, hey, I'm sitting here to hear what the fuck's going to happen with them. And what really the move is. That we can then go educate our community about what the fuck is really happening. Don't really give a going to take whatever they tell us and complain. That's a fucking issue. That's it. The best part about all of this, respectfully, is whatever Jasmine Crockett says here is going to go viral. I'm going to post my snippets to not only what she's saying here, but also the raw footage from it. Because I realized that people just want the drama of this shit. They don't want to make it. They would rather see Kenya put up a poster board of a chick giving head to someone else at a salon opening rather than showing up at a committee to talk about the same shit they've been complaining about and they've been boycotting, targeting, registering at Costco about the whole time. DEI, right? DOGE cuts, Medicaid, Social Security cuts. Where are you in the background of this committee room? Where are the people who care so much? Where are you? And where are you saying, you know what, hey, I just want 2 seconds to talk about a real person who's been impacted by these cuts. Here's what the fuck happened to me. I lost my DEI card. And here's what actually I was doing. But I wasn't just serving black people. Guess what? I was serving handicapped people, making sure that they were included in upper management shifts. that the veterans that were coming off maybe dealing with PTSD, that they were taken care of. Where are they in this conversation? That's the problem.
Social Security offices, IRS, taxpayer service offices, which those agencies, those end user agencies wanted, and yet the administration is canceling those leases. So it does imperil mission accomplishment.
Thank you so much. I'll yield back.
The gentlelady yields, and I now recognize Mr. Burleson from Missouri for 5 minutes.
I'll stop it there because I know I'm gonna post this to just get a Jasmine Crockett in. The headwind. I think that'll at least thumbnail. We'll see. Right, but great line of questioning, even though it not as performative as I thought it may be. However, there needs to be better involvement with people, especially when it comes to DOGE. Not just the members of the Black Caucus. I know I'm kind of like, damn, out of all the members, you're only going to highlight Jasmine Crockett. This is all y'all care about. All the Black culture cares about is the person who's going to get on in front of the TV, because at the end of the day, you're going to sit here and be like, damn, they fighting for me. They're saying everything. You know what? This is exactly what we want. And I'm exactly what I'm going to show you. Because the Republicans hate her, Democrats love her. And outside of a comment that could be looked at as attacking people in wheelchairs and handicapped folks, this is all right. Okay? But either way, thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. If you've made it this far, just go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you. Either way, it is your boy, Hip Hop Lobbyist. I am out.